Hey guys, how's it going? It is our free Friday training today. Today we're talking about content creation. All right, let me know. I'm gonna type a quick comment on here for anyone who's jumping on. Oh my gosh, I can't even type. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's super helpful, by the way. That's a fun trick that I just started doing today. When I do a live video, is to have a comment that kind of summarizes what I'm talking about and like what I want people to do when they log on. Which I don't know why I've never thought of that, because if you miss the first part of the live, people might not know what the topic is or what we're doing. So today we're talking about content creation. I want to give you guys some tips on how to decide what kind of content you're going to create and how to really connect with your ideal audience. Now, this is assuming that you know who your ideal audience is. And if you don't know that, I'm actually going to be doing a full training on it, so stay tuned. I'll announce that shortly. But once you know who your audience is, you want to make sure that your content is reaching them. Now, with content, our biggest goal is to create our brand and provide value. So our content is going to be not only bringing people into our sphere, it's going to be broadcasting the kind of brand that we are, what we represent, the kind of transformations that we provide or services that we provide, so that people can self-identify with, with whatever our brand is and include themselves in it. On social media, this is really powerful. We create content that is shareable. We want our audience to share our content so that other people can see it, and those of their audience who align with it will then come back to us. So content is really, really important. Content is also important because this is really how you're going to start your funnel. You can think of it as a sales funnel, you can think of it as an impact funnel, whatever is most relevant for your business. But our free social media and Facebook, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, podcasts, all of this content that is freely available is the widest end of our funnel. Let me get my little whiteboard out so I can illustrate that for you guys while we're doing it. So the content is super important because, let me illustrate our sales funnel here. So this is a really basic sales funnel. Social media content is going to be here. So this is the widest mouth of our funnel. Everybody outside of this funnel, you guys, is a stranger, okay? So they have no idea who you are. They probably haven't been exposed to your content. And then your social media content, this is where you get what we call lurkers. So this is a term that I have heard used quite a bit in coaching especially, but your lurkers are going to be towards the mouth of your sales funnel. These are people that are starting to interact with your brand in some capacity, but you don't know them. So you might see them like a post here and there, you might see them maybe subscribe to your podcast, but you don't really interact with them, and they're kind of on the fringe, right? So this is lurkers. Strangers are out here. Strangers have never interacted with your brand. They have no interactions whatsoever. So then inside here, as our funnel gets narrower, people are starting to consume more content. So you can either think of your funnel narrowing in relation to the kind of content they're consuming or how close they're getting to a sale. In traditional business sales funnels, you look at it from like, okay, this is your free content marker. This would be like a low priced paid offer that's getting people in the door basically. If you're doing digital products or if you're doing physical products, then this would be like a sales call, something along those lines, but having your very first bi-directional interaction is going to be a little bit closer. So this is where they become customers. So we have lurkers that become customers. Actually, you know what? Sorry, push that forward one. So we have lurkers become fans first in digital marketing. So once you have a fan, this is where they're starting to consume your content. They're starting to resonate, they like it. Then they become customers. And this is for like a one-off. So for me, this would be like for my book, my success planner, that kind of stuff. That's going to be my customers. Then the next level is where you get to your clients. So clients are anything towards the end of your funnel. This is people who are buying into your higher level programs, your higher cost offers. For those of you who aren't coaches, your clients are the ones that are typically going to be your raving fans. They share the things that you produce. They're really excited about your mission. So these are your clients. You can make up whatever words you want, whatever resonates for you in your business, but the idea is we're using different kinds of content to move people from strangers to lurkers to fans to customers to clients. Something along those lines where they're getting more and more exposure directly to us, which is we're right here. In this example, we exist right here. So this is going to be the highest level of exposure to us and also the most value, okay? So when people work with us one-on-one, this is the most value that they can get from us for the most part, because we're the source of our mission. We're the source of our information, source of our products. So this is the top of the funnel. This is as close as you can get to the source. And further on out, we need to stagger our content so that people are able to engage at the level that they're comfortable with. Does that make sense? So if you're on live, let me know if that makes sense. So as far as the kind of content that people are comfortable with, this is what we're going to be talking about today. So I want to give you guys some tips on social media content and creating content that's going to pique people's interest and start to turn these strangers and lurkers into fans. So we're going to teach you how to go from this area here, where your people are hanging out in this kind of strangers, lurkers territory, and we're going to get them to fans. Okay? So that's what we're talking about today. Full disclosure, I am testing out this training, this concept, because I do want to do a more in-depth training on this, a paid training for like a master class sort of thing. So please give me feedback, you guys. I'm going to dump a ton of value on you in this video. Give me your feedback. Let me know how I can improve it for my master class, okay? So let's talk about what kinds of content we need to be putting out. So if you haven't heard this already, the 4 primary types of content are going to be educational, inspirational, entertaining, and promotional. So I'll say those again. Educational, inspirational, entertaining, and promotional. The reason that we have those 4 kinds, right? So educational content, this is most of the time going to be your highest value content. This is what you're giving to your audience kind of in good faith and saying like, hey, this is a little sample of what I have to offer. I want to give you guys, just an idea of what I know, what I am creating. For those of you, I know I have some people in this group that do physical products. Your content for educational may be a how-to. Maybe it's a behind the scenes kind of thing. So anything along those lines that's going to really give them a little bit more value than you might expect from just a free account or, for free. So then inspirational is the next one. The reason we do this is because all of us, no matter what product you're selling, are offering our clients a transformation of some kind. So we are taking them from where they are now to what we can offer them, to what we can do for them. So our inspirational content is going to provide them a glimpse of what that transformation is going to look like. And this is true even if you have a physical product, by the way, you guys. Every single product and service sold today improves the client's life in some way. It's offering them something. So I know one person in this group sells masks, for example, like masks, like pandemic masks and face coverings. And so the transformation that you're offering is someone being unprotected, being maybe nervous or unaware of the risks of not using a high quality mask that looks good or whatever your selling points are. So what you're going to be doing is offering that transformation, and your inspirational content is going to give them a glimpse of people who are protected, they are fashionable, they are having a good time with their face coverings, they're able to express themselves. So that's going to be your inspirational content. For someone like me in coaching, my inspirational content is either going to be talking about my journey, or it's going to be talking about showing success that my clients have had. So it's showing people that like, hey, I've done it and you can too. I've done it and I've taught these people how to do it and you can too. So that's why we do inspirational content. It's this very immediate and personal application that our audience is able to make. So that's educational, inspirational, and then entertaining. Entertaining is obvious. We want people to have a positive association with our brand. So when we are doing entertaining content, this can be memes, this can be like just lighthearted stuff that we share about ourselves, anything you want really that's going to entertain your audience. The reason we do that is because we need to mix this up. If we're doing all educational content, honestly, there's just not that much of a personal connection. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen an account, but like maybe it's really high value. For me, the Female Hustlers is the first account that comes to mind. So it's a really good account. It's almost all educational and inspirational though. Like, I have no personal connection. I get no real like a sense of who this account is being run by or who it's for. And so I'm really unlikely to make a purchase with them because I kind of just get my free inspiration, and that's pretty much the extent of what that account offers. You know what I mean? So don't make that same mistake. Have all three of inspirational, educational, and entertaining. That will really show your sense of humor, what you have to offer as a brand or product, and then a little bit more about you personally. So that's really important. And then the fourth one is promotional content. This is also super important. Give your audience the opportunity to buy from you, right? Like, what are we doing as a brand if we're not making something available? And our products, you guys, this is where I see a lot of people get hung up. And I get it. Like, for the longest time, I was really uncomfortable doing promotional content until I realized that my free content was giving people all these breakthroughs, and it was giving people all of these, you know, these ideas and all this other stuff. But then I didn't have the next step available, and it really wasn't fair to them because I was putting so much effort into creating this place where people were ready. They had maybe had 1 or 2 wins already, and they were ready for the next step, but then I wasn't making that available to them because of my whatever weird idea that people wouldn't want to buy my stuff. So your promotional content is going to be geared around creating the perceived value of your products, letting people know that you have products, and really helping them bridge the connection between what you have to offer and what that looks like to them. So your promotional content can be stuff like, some people might say that sharing wins is promotional content. I don't think so. I think that goes more towards inspirational, but you know, it depends on the situation. But promotional content can be sharing your new program launch. I'm launching right now, and a lot of how I've approached that has been to just share what my program is about. I share frequently asked questions is promotional content. I share, or educational too. And sometimes these do fit into multiple categories. You just want to make sure that you have a blend of all 4. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully you guys got some good examples from that. Now here's the big value. So here's the most exciting part that it took me a really long time to learn, and I had to pay for multiple courses to figure out what to do for my content. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. So I'm going to tell you how to speak directly to your audience and get comments like, oh my gosh, you're reading my mind. Oh my gosh, you know, I found this at just the right time. All of those ways that you can really align with your audience and do so in a really authentic way. So the way that I do this now is I am in a lot of groups that are related to my niche. Obviously, I specialize in it. Like, I should be in Facebook groups and, you know, other internet groups about this. I'm assuming that you are too, probably. Depending on what your business is, if you're not already where your target audience is, you should be. So get in those groups. Like, go join them right now, today. Get in the groups where people are looking for the advice that you have to offer or things that you are knowledgeable about. Not only because this is your target audience, but because that's where you are going to be very valuable. You are going to be able to go share what you know and make transformations for people, share things that you know about, and spread your message. So get in those groups, and then it's as simple as searching for people's questions. And this takes 5 to 10 minutes, you guys. Go to your groups and just scroll or do Control F, search for a question mark, search for how do I, whatever. Look at what questions people are asking in your area of expertise. What are the most common concerns or blocks or pains that people are experiencing? For those of you with physical products, start getting creative. Think about, so when I was doing leather, for example, that was one of my big case studies, is I started a leather business. And what I would do is go into these groups or go on Instagram and see what products were really popular. Of course, I was still making the things that I was inspired to make. I was never copying anyone's product just because it was popular, but I could get a good idea of what people really liked about what they were buying. Look at the comments. People, like, look at your competitors, you guys. There's nothing, every business does this, there's nothing wrong with looking at your competitors. Don't copy. Do not copy, do not plagiarize. You have to absolutely go look at your competitors and know what's happening in your market. This is a part of being an expert in your field, right? Go look at what they're doing and go look what is really valuable for people. With my leather, I would go on Instagram accounts like TTT Leather is one, and I would see what the comments were. People would say, oh, I love the cowhide. Oh, that pattern is really fun. Oh, I love Pendleton wool, whatever it is. And that was a really good way for me to know what my audience valued and then start to include it and give it to them. You know, like, this is what I want to do. I want to provide value for people. I want people to adore the pieces that they're buying from me. I want them to adore the programs and services that they get from me. Like, you know, my whole goal is for people to have this massive success and transformation. So, of course, I want to be able to know what's going to give that to them. So, do this for your niche too. Join groups, go on Instagram. You guys, Amazon is a phenomenal resource. Here's a big tip, write this down, for real, do this, write this down. Go to Amazon, type for a book, search for a book, like go to the drop down books section, search for your niche and see what the #1 best-selling book is in your niche. Then go to the comments section, see what people liked and disliked about the book. That will tell you literally exactly what content your audience is resonating with. This is the most valuable content in the world, and it is freely available for anyone who is creative enough or willing to go get it. So go see the complaints people have. They will tell you what's not in the book that they wanted to see, and you can put that directly into your social media content. Kathy, I know, oh, I like you. Okay, so you're on, you gotta go now. Yes, okay, so good. So Kathy, you work in the fitness space. I know that you work with a brand, so you can go to that brand. They have books. They already have all the social media content. Go see what people resonate with and what they don't. You guys can see the reaction counts on big brands and big accounts. Go see what posts resonate with people, which ones are their most popular posts. So there's a lot of ways to look at what your audience is asking for and then give it to them. Be authentic with this, and I really want to emphasize, if you are authentic, your audience will feel that. If you come in and you're just copying other people's stuff, it's not going to resonate. Like, you might get some reactions, but I guarantee you, you're not going to feel aligned with it, and your audience it's not going to convert into sales because it's not true to who you are as a business or as a brand, right? So make sure that you put your own spin on it. Make sure that you are applying it in your own way based off of your expertise, but don't think that you have to guess at what your audience wants to see, okay? If you're feeling really hung up on content, just go look at where your audience is telling you what they want. Let me give you one more example and then I'll jump off because I know this is a longer training and I try to keep them between 15 and 20 minutes. So let me give you another example because I have couple people in this group that are doing physical products like printed t-shirts and like clothing merchandise. So how would you do this for that? So look again in your niche. I'll use an example. One of the ladies in this group is doing equestrian apparel. So find a similar brand, find your competitor, look at the kind of content that your competitors are sharing, which ones are resonating with your audience, and then put your own spin on it in the way that you're looking for your personality. So your post should be entertaining, your post should be educational about your business and why you're starting it. Like, really get people on your side, let people be on your side. And this is another mental shift that I've had to make. You're not trying to persuade anyone to support you. You're not trying to force anyone to believe in your mission, right? I used to think that I had to like persuade people or like almost like trick people into like supporting me. But since I've just opened myself up to being very authentic, telling people what I'm about, telling people what my goals are, and because I do align so heavily with my clients' success, and you guys do too because you're part of this group, then it resonates with people. People know your authenticity. People feel that vulnerability, and they will support you. You know what I mean? So for this lady, for example, with this equestrian apparel, share why you're doing this equestrian apparel. Share that you are an equestrian and you want to have a brand that appeals to people like you. People will resonate with that. You are not so different that you're the only one. This is another big mindset shift that you'll have to make when you create content. People want to hear from you. you are like people. You know what I mean? Like the internet is such a powerful place because we're able to find the people that we resonate with. And the quieter you are about your personality, the harder it is for your audience to find you. The more you can be yourself and stand up and be fully expressed, no matter what your products are, no matter who you're trying, you know, your audience and the people that resonate with you are going to find you if they can. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you guys have questions on this because I love the conversation around content. I'm going to do a full, like I mentioned before, I'm going to do a full training on this that talks about identifying your target audience. I'll show you how to do the tips that I've mentioned, you know, as far as finding that feedback and creating content. And then I'll also, in that training, be going over how to create the content, how to design it, and make it look really nice too. So if you're interested in that, drop a comment so I can send you the link when I have it available. Otherwise, let me know what questions you guys have. Let me know what else I can help you with in the realm of content and whether this has been helpful for you. This has been a lot of huge shifts for me, for sure. And my content's been taking off. I think I've mentioned in other videos that on Facebook, I've literally tripled my audience in the last 5 weeks. You know, and it's getting shared like crazy. You know, all of my videos are starting to get a ton of views. So this stuff is working. It's resonating, and I want to share that with you guys so that your content can start, you know, resonating as well and going a little bit more viral, starting to get more visibility for you as a brand. So good luck with this. Let me know what questions you have. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm so chatty today. I'm so excited. So have a great weekend, you guys, and let me know if this helps. I'll see you next week.